Welcome to the Fabric Podcast, where we explore company culture and how it scales as a company grows. Brought to you by the team at The Receptionist, a bootstrapped, Denver-based software company. Each episode of Fabric will set out to uncover unique and uncommon answers to the question, how do companies of any size create a culture and core values that employees actually live out? Here at The Receptionist, we're a semi-remote team. That means we spend a week in the office and then a week at home. However, we're recording this episode in April 2020, and due to the coronavirus, we're fully remote, like many others around the country right now. On this episode, we have Hannah Morris, our customer experience representative, and Sarah Reimer, our people operations coordinator, to talk to us about how we continue to have fun as a fully remote team. Even though this wasn't a huge transition for us, we've had to do a number of things to make sure that we stay connected, we continue to have fun, and we continue to take care of each other and our customers. So stick around, hear what we're up to have fun, and you might hear some tips about how to insert a little bit more fun into your remote team, semi-remote team, or your face-to-face workplace when we can get back to that point. Enjoy. All right, we are back on the podcast. Sarah and Hannah, welcome to the show.
Hi, thanks, Sarah. Happy to be here.
Hello.
All right, so we are recording this in April 2020, and normally we're a semi-remote team, but due to the coronavirus, we are fully remote. So let's start off, Hannah, share with our listeners what semi-remote normally looks like for us.
Yeah, so our CEO founder, Andy Alsop, lives in Santa Fe part-time and Denver part-time. So we normally are in the office in the weeks, 1 week when he's in Denver, and then the next week he'll be in Santa Fe. So we are remote. So we switch off back and forth on a weekly basis. So we're pretty used to it. I think it was kind of an easy transition for all of us, but it's definitely a little more lonely, a little weirder being fully remote these days than not being able to see each other in the office. All those usual pains.
Yeah, and it's a really interesting way to kind of build your schedule too. I feel like when we're in the office, it's heavy meetings, heavy, in-person activities. And then the remote weeks, it's like, now you have time to get your tasks done. Now you have time to focus. So it's a really unique way to build your schedule. I would recommend it for all teams to throw in some remote days in there. It really mixes it up.
Yeah, that's a really good point that though we've been used to being remote at times, we were semi-remote. So it definitely was an adjustment of routine to not be physically together every other week and kind of making all of those adjustments. Now, we like to have fun as a team. So that can look a little different and feel a little different when we're not physically all together. So Sarah, share with us about our value of fun. Why is this important for us as a team in general? And then especially right now?
Well, I think it's important in general because we spend 40 plus hours at work. So why not make it fun and why not connect with the people that you're surrounding yourself with? So it's one of our values, part of Fabric, as we talk about on most of the podcasts. And I think it's not just one that we talk about. We really just enjoy laughing and having a really good time together. So it just kind of naturally happens. I don't think we think every day, okay, we're going to have fun today. It just is always a really great environment and we're constantly laughing. And it's extra important right now just with how stressful everything is. If we can just make people laugh once, during the day, if we're avoiding the news, I think we kind of, as a culture club and kind of as a team, we definitely succeeded in that.
Yeah, it almost feels like it's gotten more important too for us to bring fun to our customers. I think we've implemented a few bots on our website just to be like, what are you doing? How's it going? Are you okay? Send us your favorite GIF. I think fun and laughter for us has been really important, especially being remote right now and just with everything going on. So trying to spread that love around.
Yeah. And I love that you mentioned the customers too, because, fun is not just a value for us. It's how we interact. It's how we work with our customers. And everyone is going through a very tough time right now. And for some of our customers, it's very hard. And we are very thankful that we get to continue to work together. But yeah, I love that we're trying to make sure that we can have some fun with them amidst all of this kind of what feels like chaos.
Totally. Yeah. Even if it's like they're extra busy going through whatever COVID is bringing into their lives and their businesses, or if it's that they're sitting at home bored, worried about money, anything, it's the whole gambit.
Absolutely. So because we are, always trying to have fun without, like you said, Sarah, like, let's have fun today, right? We just like to have fun. What sorts of things are we doing to make sure that the fun is not getting lost as a fully remote team while we shelter in place? Hannah, what have we been up to? Share with the people.
Yeah. Well, we did. There was like some intentional fun. We have some newer hires that kind of gave us some feedback that like, I don't really know anyone on the team and I want to get to know you even though we're apart. So we put together a big team trivia game that was super fun. It was all about like what would be your chosen superpower, and like what are two truths and a lie we don't know about you. So that was a really good time getting to know each other on like a gamified basis. And then we've been doing team happy hours. There's 2 lunches during the week and 2 morning coffees that we have on the calendar. That's like, if you want to show up, you can show up. And sometimes it's 6 people, sometimes it's just 2. We've been playing games of Drawful, which is kind of like Pictionary virtually. It's funny and weird and just kind of strange. So we giggle a lot while we play that. We filmed a YouTube video about being careful about your Zoom video conferencing and being aware that you're on camera during Zoom time. That was a really good time. I think we've all giggled a lot from that.
I bet.
Kayla, what is her official title? She's on our marketing team. She's
our
communications.
digital campaigns manager, I believe, the official
Mhm.
title.
Yeah, she is. She's also a rock star crafter. So she did a macrame night for everybody one night. And then we're doing a sip and paint. We're doing a lot of things, just like finding what people are good at and what they want to do and getting it on the calendar.
That's awesome. Sarah, how has this been for you? Because you are one of our newer hires. So you and some of our other team members were not in the office very long before we all of a sudden had to be like, bye. At some point, how has this been for you? And maybe you can speak to what some of the other newer team members have been experiencing as well.
I mean, I like you said, we're kind of half remote most of the time anyway. So it hasn't been that weird of transition, but obviously we've been missing each other. But I feel like we're so connected via Slack and whatnot that it really, for being how apart we are, I don't feel very apart. So that's been really great. And we just continue doing, like, we also have been sharing baby photos every day and then having people guess who the person is. And that's been super fun and just a conversation starter. And you're learning something new about someone because you never knew, like, oh, you did that when you were a kid. So yeah, we're just doing a lot of stuff just to, like, stay connected. And I think I'm actually learning more about my teammates right now than I was when I was in the office because, we're just so busy with work. So do we also mention that we're doing team workouts?
Oh, no,
yeah.
Michael, the director of marketing, is leading some team workouts right now, and they've been pretty intense ones too. So
yeah, I mean, we did a number of Meet the Team episodes a while back, and basically everyone, when we're like, what do you do when you're not in the office? It's like, well, I'm outside. I'm enjoying, the Colorado weather and the mountains and the games and all this stuff. And so, yeah, that's really challenging to not be able to physically, maybe do as many of these things as we've been able to do on our own or as a team. So it's nice to be able to, like you said, learn more about people, laugh together, get some workouts in. So any other, fun stories, maybe things you've heard of people they're up to on their own, trying to just enjoy themselves while they shelter in place?
I was trying to brainstorm. So Kayla, we were just talking about, she actually adopted a dog during this. So I feel like that was pretty exciting.
Mhm.
Also started its own Instagram account. I feel like a handful of us in the office now have pet Instagram accounts that we're all following. And we're all just obsessed with our animals. So that just makes sense. I feel like the game that Hannah was talking about, the Drawful game, a lot of us have downloaded it ourselves and brought it to family and friends and are kind of streaming that out to other people. So that's been really fun. And I think everyone's cooking and baking and kind of home activities have really ramped up. Jess, director of customer service, has been doing sourdough. So she's been posting that. I was making kombucha. Who else has been cooking? I feel like we've had a ton of cooking photos.
It has been a lot of cooking. Sam on our sales team and I also got a baby version of Jessica's sourdough starter, but I think are like not very good sourdough starter moms. So that's been interesting. Yeah, I think everyone. I mean, we have our company Zoom account that we've been lending out to people so they can like go off and have like drawful events with their friends and family, or just like happy hours, coffees with people outside of work. But yeah, I think you hit all of them. Murphy the dog, I think, is the most exciting new thing.
Yeah, we're very excited to meet him in person.
And one day we'll take it off of Instagram and go IRL. And it's a good thing. Again, Michael's doing the workouts with all of this cooking and drinking and eating that we're all up to at home.
Seriously.
So Hannah, talk to us a little bit more about Culture Club. So we mentioned this. We have a whole episode about it. This is something that you kicked off. Tell us more about it and kind of how we're living this out right now with sheltering in place.
Yeah. Yeah, Culture Club, we did do a podcast on it before. I feel like it comes up all the time naturally too. But we we just kind of realized there was a need to like make sure we were being intentional about our culture and making sure our values were being lived out every day. And there's always exciting things that we want to be doing, and none of that stuff really lives with like a business development representative or like our marketing team. So it kind of just became something that was collaborative between all of us. So normally Culture Club does like, we sponsor the Brain Run, which is a 5K that happens in September here in Denver. And we've been doing volunteer days, but it really has taken on the idea in this virtual time of like, how do we keep spirits high? How do we keep everybody happy and laughing and kind of feel tight knit and close together still while we are apart? So everything I kind of mentioned, all the happy hours, all the like the workouts that Michael's been doing, the macrame event, all of that was kind of coordinated by Culture Club. And we've talked about before, it's really just everybody bringing their passion and their excitement in and their ideas. So it's not just like the 4 people. How big is Culture Club now? It's like 5 of us.
It is 5 of us.
Yeah. Sarah, who is our people operations coordinator and came on in the last couple of months, was like an easy fit on the team. But everybody kind of joins when and how they want to, if they want to, and just kind of helps us do things. So yeah, we've all been bringing the ideas in.
Yeah. And part of what I love about Culture Club, like you said, it's not just us and our culture, right? It's like getting out there and giving back. You talked about the Brain Run that we love, volunteering, but obviously we can't do those sorts of things right now. So any thoughts about how we can continue to sort of spread our love and our culture beyond our own individual walls remotely right now?
Yeah, like you said, it's kind of been a struggle. We were brainstorming. We're like, what can we do for our communities right now? And it's really, it seemed like monetary value is basically the best way we could do it. And being so, in a scary time, it's just a lot of things are up in the air right now. So it was really hard to figure out the best way to help. So I think once we're back in the office, we're definitely gonna be looking into more ways to be giving back to the community, because I think we've been really craving to do that during this time and kind of struggling to find the best way to do it. And yeah, really been focusing just kind of on the team morale, which I do think is really important, because, every once in a while we'll check in with people and just say, hey, how are you doing? Is everything okay? And I mean, mostly the consensus seems like everyone's doing pretty well. So that's good. But yeah, I feel like Culture Club has really lift people's spirits right now, which has been really, really great.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And we've been trying to encourage people too, to like, do what they can, do their small part to like support local businesses. We put together a bingo sheet for everybody to play. And one of the squares on that was like supporting local when buying, like my Wednesday night takeout or whatever it might be. And then our prizes for that were small because we're trying not to spend much money right now, but it was still like, we'll get you a $10 gift card to your favorite local coffee shop and like go get your no contact curbside pickup latte on Tuesday morning. So small things as much as we can in this time, and just kind of waiting for the end of it all so we can do more.
Yeah. Trying to support those local businesses. So
yeah, definitely. And so obviously we've done so much already, right? Like we said, we like to have fun. We like to be around each other. We've got the Culture Club. We do events and get-togethers, but we're doing a lot of things sort of extra and differently, like the macrame nights and more happy hours and Instagrams and all this stuff. So what do you think might stick around when we sort of get back to this new normal, or when we can start actually getting together again? Do you think, will we be more deliberate about some of these things? What might continue? Sarah, what do you think? Or what do you want to continue?
I just feel like we're going to have that desire to be more connected. I think we've all, kind of hung out outside of work and done little things, but I think we'll probably have more team happy hours, or maybe Kayla will continue hosting craft nights. But yeah, I think we'll be definitely a little bit more deliberate in trying to be around each other more. And because we miss everyone. So I think once we actually can be together, we're not going to not want to be together.
Yeah. Yeah. We were supposed to have our monthly team lunch this past week, yesterday. And it was kind of sad to just not be able to do that. So I think we are just going to celebrate all of those small things when we can get back together. Really appreciate team lunch every day, and appreciate the fact that we're like in one room laughing together and we can see and hear each other. And I think doing some more small events when we can, like I know Scott, one of our newest hires who is our iOS developer, really wants to host like a VR day, virtual reality. He's got like a whole VR setup. And So I think we'll plan some fun stuff like that in the future, but in the office together.
Yeah, I definitely anticipate a very large welcome back event when we're back in the office.
We
don't
might
know what that will
6
look like yet.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we might have been 6 feet away for the first get together, but eventually, hopefully, we can all get a little bit closer back together. Yeah, and I mean, we don't know when this will happen, when we can start less physical distancing with each other. But what are you most looking forward to in the Department of Fun? I mean, I know it's getting back together, it's seeing each other, it's enjoying each other's company, but is there one thing that you're just really looking forward to, Hannah, like of when you can physically be in the same space with everybody?
Yeah, so we recently did our like revamp of our office space, and we have this one little socializing room that has like our couches and our little mini fridge, and that's usually where we congregate to eat lunch. And I just have visions of like giggling in that room, everybody like piled on arms of couches, eating our lunch and having a good time. That's my main one.
Awesome. What about you, Sarah?
Oh, I feel like that was going to be my answer. Yeah, we just really love our working space. So yeah, I'm just excited to be in there and utilize like some of the cool features. We have like a rooftop patio area. And now that it's been nice out, we're starting to go up there to work a little bit more. So I'm looking forward to getting a little bit of sun while also working. So
nice. Yeah, I mean, there's so many good things to look forward to. I know we're all kind of chomping at the bit to get back together, but to do it when the time is right and in a way that is safe. So before we finish up, let's wrap up with some final tips for remote teams to help them have fun. I mean, we've included so much great stuff, but maybe teams that haven't been remote before and now are remaining more remote, or are they realizing we don't have enough fun in our culture? What are some tips for them? Hannah, kick us off.
I think the biggest thing for me over the past several weeks has just been like listening to what people are asking for. I think we've had a lot of people say, you know, like I don't feel like I've gotten to get to know the team. And so we found fun ways to do that. And then just kind of taking the time and effort to coordinate something to give back to your team because they're working hard and need some good times. Just kind of thinking outside the box and using technology. I think that's been a big lesson that we've all had to learn through this time. And then the other big thing that we've focused on is just using the talent we already have, right? Michael is like a genius with heavy lifting, and Kayla's our crafty person, and Andy, who's one of our business development representatives, Andy with 2 E's, A2 as we call her, used to be a painter. And so like, why not have her host a night where she paints with people? So yeah, just using what resources you already have.
Yeah. And I think the other thing that jumped out to me was some of the ideas might seem small or like not a huge impact, but they really do bring a smile to people's faces. Like, again, I was thinking like the pictures, like, it's like, oh, I don't know if anyone's going to like to do this. And then we've been doing them and they're a huge hit and everyone loves laughing at them. So I just think, yeah, be creative and kind of like Hannah said, think outside the box when you're trying to come up with new ideas.
Yeah, I love that. And I think for a remote team that maybe does not have much of this happening, you can start small and let it build from there. You know, if a paint night sounds a little too overwhelming or we don't have a crafter on our team, you can definitely just start small and start connecting, share some photos, share some stories and go from there. Well, as always, this has been fun, which, you know, we like to do and we wouldn't expect anything else of our team. So thank you so much for joining us, Hannah and Sarah. It's been great to have you on the show.
Yeah, thanks, Sarah.
Excited
to see you all in real life again.
I know. I can't wait.
I know. I hope we can say see you soon.
Yeah. Thanks, Sarah.
Thank you.
Fun is definitely important to us here at The Receptionist. In fact, it's the F in fabric. And we look forward to having fun together as a semi-remote team when we can get back to that point. But for now, we'll continue to have fun as a fully remote team. If you'd like to learn more about The Receptionist and what we do and get a 2-week free trial, no credit card required, visit us at thereceptionist.com.